Hello, everybody. Happy full moon. Happy Monday. Happy January 17th. So, for many who are going through this sleep cycle recycling, and it's never the same each night. And I know for me, I can go through nights where I'm wide awake all night and I just deal with it and I just lay there and do my best to rest. And then there's times where I'll sleep and then I'll wake up and then I'll go back to sleep. And then there's times where I know I've slept, but I wake up and I don't feel like I slept at all. And then there's times where I could be in a dream and then I wake up and I know I'm in my bed and I can literally feel myself coming back into my body as if I was laying on a medical table and they were bringing it down. So I could just feel my body going down. And sometimes I'll feel it almost like it goes sideways sometimes. So I know it's all calibration. I know that there's things that I'm not going to understand. And me screaming at the top of my lungs or having conversations with my guides about it is just falling on deaf ears. So last night, it was like crawling into bed. It was like 8:59. I'm going, what is wrong with me? I'm not even tired. But I wanted to get all the electronics off and just allow myself to just be in the energies of my room. And I know at some point, maybe an hour or so later, I fell asleep, but I woke up. I woke up like wide awake. And I'm like, okay, listen up. There is nothing for me to do during the night that isn't going to disturb anybody else in the house, and I'm just not going to do it. So I tossed and I turned, and then I started feeling very inflamed, and then my mind was going a mile a minute, and the visions were coming and I couldn't understand them. And I'm saying back to my guides, I don't understand you, I don't hear you. And I could see their mouths opening and energy coming out. I could see balls of energy coming at me as if it was like an orb of information. I kept saying, I don't hear you. And I kind of worked myself up into more of a tizzy, and then every body ache started happening. And then I just decided, hey, hang on here a second. If I have the power to command and declare things, then this is just going to be one of them. So I laid there and I said, I command my body to produce relaxation hormones. I command my body to release all inflammation. I command my parasympathetic nervous system to be on its most quiet purr. And so as I was doing that, I still began to see things. And then I began to, again, see my guides doing all kinds of things and started asking questions. So I had to continue to repeat this. I had to continue to repeat this as I allowed my neck and occiput to open up back here, which then allows my jaws to open, which then allows some expansion in the front, which is your scalenes, which are responsible for respiration, and allowed me to open my chest area a little bit. And I had to get myself in a comfortable position. So I was laying on my back and I actually just did a lotus opening with my knees out and my feet together. And so I was just really working with the body and feeling the flow and ebb of endorphins. And oxytocin, you all know, is produced when a woman's in labor. So really it's a pain endorphin for uterus and breasts and things like that, but it's also for trust and relationship and so on. So what I thought I would do is call on my oxytocin if it was needed to help any areas of the body and my relationship and my trusting with my body and with my guides, that I had the power to override all of this awakeness and all of this chatter in the brain and all of this static and inflammation and congestion within the body. And so I semi fell asleep, but I knew where I was. And then I heard singing. I heard the most glorious singing. And when I kind of focused my eyes, I just saw one of my guides just right up there like this. Couldn't see the mouth, but just right here up. And I was like, I'm hearing you, and you sound like angels. And I just was at such peace with it that I actually rolled over and dozed off for a while. I refuse to look at the clock, because if I look at that clock, I'm going to go insane. But I must have been awake from like 12 or 1 o'clock on. And I thought in the beginning it must be like 5 a.m. But anyway, it was really comforting. And then when I woke up, like officially woke up, I barely remembered it. Barely remembered it. And I had to just keep bringing it up in the conscious part of my mind. Oh, remember that, feel that, listen to that again. And I'm in an area where it was nobody else's music. It was so different and angelic that I can't even explain it. But anyway, if you're having times where you're feeling like you need to practice how to command and declare and to be fully present and alter or override something that's occurring, you have the power to do it. I mean, I just visualized my cells effervescent and sparkly water, like all over, just releasing all of the inflammation through the joints and allowing my body to just rest, So I felt like I was pampering it with natural Advil kind of thing, you know? But at the same time, it was a learning lesson to know that I can command my body to do what it needs to do. And so for any of you who are out there having a difficult time sleeping or whatever it may be, begin to command that your body do it, and then really go inward with your eyes like I do. I kind of 3D it and go through the different parts and just allow. Now I did go through, when I did that, I did go through heat, a lot of heat. Like my body got hot, but I didn't take my covers off or my weighted blanket off because I knew that my body was just releasing what it needed to release. I did at one point kick my foot out the bottom of the covers because and then I went through being cold. So your temperature changes are going to happen. That happens with any kind of hormonal fluctuation. And if I'm commanding it to happen, it was telling me it was occurring. So it's confirmation. So it's really important that we get our rest, and it's really important that we tap into the God source self of who we are and begin to assume the position that we can create and co-create and override and recreate and wipe the whiteboard clean and start over. And we have that within us. So, and if anybody needs any assistance or any help, you know where to find me. Please like, subscribe, and share. Leave me a nice message, and love to each and every one of you. Bye.